The 2010 election season is in full swing here in Pennsylvania, and the gubernatorial race is one of the most high-profile races in the nation. The latest polls have Democrat Dan Honorano trailing Republican Tom Corbett, but not by much. With the race coming down to the wire, both candidates recently visit Penn State to talk about higher education reforms and other policies that are affecting the state, in a last-ditch effort to gain more support come Election Day. The first candidate to visit State College was Dan Honorano. Honorano explained to students and other supporters that he, too, knows what it's like to graduate into a difficult economy.
You know, I look at the students here. I graduated in '83. It was probably the second worst time to graduate, other than right now, coming out, where we are with the economy. That was the slump that was happening in the early '80s. And where I came from, Pittsburgh, that's when the steel industry was collapsing. So I understand what many of you are looking at and wondering if there's going to be jobs out there when you graduate.
Although Honorano preached his sympathy towards future graduates, some were disappointed with the low turnout of his target audience.
I would have liked more people to turn out. I'd encourage any student to come out and watch them, even if they could stop by for only a few minutes. I mean, it's good to hear from them. It's a great opportunity that we have at Penn State.
Other students like Becky Perlow were disappointed in the format Honorano chose in which to address the audience.
In the future, these politicians would be better advised to maybe do it in a different format, in a different setting. I don't think a politician standing behind a podium is the best way to relate to college kids. Maybe like a roundtable discussion, sitting down with college kids.
Next on the docket was the Republican candidate Tom Corbett. Corbett, unlike Honorano, was accompanied by a slew of Republican colleagues that included Joyce Haas, Center County's own Jake Corman, and Senate candidate Pat Toomey. Corbett explained the importance of growing an economy in Pennsylvania, creating jobs and supporting agriculture so that there could be a future that we all can rely on.
Give you a future that you can rely on, one that you can grow in, that you can raise your children someday when you have children and when you send them to Penn State, because I'm sure you're going to send them to Penn State, aren't you?
Barrett Cohen, a former professor, and Kenneth Pendleton said that they were quite pleased with Corbett's policy support for agriculture in this state and feels that in the past some politicians have neglected this importance.
I think one thing that I thought was particularly attractive to me was his comments about agriculture and the support for agriculture in this state. I think a lot of times and currently the current administration has overlooked the importance of agriculture.
With just days before the election, the race for governor is really heating up. Reporting from University Park, I'm Terrell Travis.